Hi there, I'm Joey.
I'm Jacob.
And we are watching Star Trek for the first time. Last time on Star Trek, Nomad and the Metal Beastie. And Scotty Beastie died for a minute. Like literally a minute. But today we're watching an episode called Mirror, Mirror. Which I believe, if I have my things right, I've heard of a concept from Star Trek that I think this episode creates. I think.
Okay. So it's
I don't know anything about it.
Right. So before going in, and like with a really big grain of salt, giant asterisk.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Right. This could potentially be one of those interesting episodes.
Yeah.
That you mentioned to me about.
Yeah. I think there are like a lot of like pretty famous episodes that come from the first two seasons, and I believe this is one of them. I guess we'll see.
Okay. We'll find out.
Yeah, so we're going to get into post-episode thoughts in a second. Be sure to join us then. We're about to watch Mirror, Mirror. Well, holy fuck. Another strong contender for favorite episode of the whole damn show.
Yeah. Phenomenal premise. And great execution.
And it seems like people agree. From our 5 Wikipedia lists, it appears on 4 of them. On Entertainment Weekly, IGN, Newsweek, and Hollywood.com, all across the board at number 3.
Really? It's that consecutive?
Yeah. People like it. For good fucking reason.
Really good reason.
Really good reason. Wow, what an episode. So, I had heard of the Mirror Universe, and I know it's, I think, used in other shows, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was like. I didn't know how it came about.
Well, it's evil.
It's evil, yeah. It's just evil everyone. And it's a fascinating concept, which is basically it's the Inferno thing from Doctor Who. It's the just what happens if everyone was evil. And it's nothing especially like.
No, it's not a groundbreaking idea. It's actually pretty tropey, you know what I mean?
But I love the way it's done. I really, really do.
Especially with the cast of crew, like the cast that is opposite.
Yeah.
You called it out.
I really liked that the 4 characters that get taken over to the Mirror Universe are Kirk, McCoy, Uhura, and Scotty. And Uhura gets a lot of moments to shine in this.
Yeah,
which
is really nice.
Yeah, she's a character that's like had a good scene every couple episodes, but like here, like this is a really great episode for her. I mean, actually, McCoy and Scotty kind of got sidelined in this for the most part, but they were pretty good in what they were in.
Mostly because their jobs don't depend on like direct one-on-ones with characters that we need screen time with.
Yeah,
like Uhura does a lot of scenes with Sulu, for example.
Yeah. So the episode revolves around this idea that it's either Helkins or Hulkins, and they say both. They do say both.
They said Hulkins a lot more by the time the episode ended.
But yeah, so they're this like planet of peace. They have these crystals that people want, whatever. And as Kirk, Uhura, McCoy, and Scotty go to beam back up to the ship in the Mirror Universe, evil Kirk, Uhura, McCoy, and Scotty are doing the same thing.
And there's an ion storm on both
happening
planets.
At the same time, and it causes the 4 of them to swap with their evil counterparts, which is a little flimsy as a reason as to why this happened.
But I can buy it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, just whatever. Shorthand just to get us here. It's really about the concept.
Yeah, and the concept is great.
Yeah. Before we get into what good versions of these characters did in their evil bodies, I want to talk about what the evil versions did in the good bodies. First off, Kirk is wearing his green shirt again.
Yeah.
I still have no clue what that's all about.
Right?
Anyway,
especially because he's doing official business.
Mm-hmm. But at one point we cut over to our Enterprise, and we see that the evil versions of these characters have landed in our good bodies, and Spock just cut on immediately.
Right.
I mean, Spock catches on in the Mirror Universe too, actually.
Right, but it takes a lot longer because of something normal Spock says at the end of the episode.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about it now. Like Spock at the end of the episode says, like, it's much easier for your civilized selves to blend in with their barbaric nature than these barbaric people blending in with our civilized nature.
They were probably given away, like, instantly.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, the implication is that they had already caught Uhura, McCoy, and Scotty, and like Kirk led on for like a little bit longer, and they caught him, and William Shatner is doing his like enemy within thing again.
Yeah.
Speaking of the enemy within, we made a joke way back when we did that video about a straight evil Sulu.
Oh yeah,
and he's here.
this.
He's actually here. Straight evil Sulu is a thing.
Like, and my favorite part was we called it out the same moment.
Like, he gets over like, okay, evil Sulu. Is he straight? And he goes to hit on Uhura. Straight evil Sulu. It's perfect. I'm in love with it. He has this perfect. Somehow George Takei's performance is more gay this time around. He's got this beautiful like gay scar going down the side of his face.
Well, I think it's gayer, if you will. It's because he's trying to exaggerate straight traits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We have barely talked about this episode, and we're 5 minutes into this.
Okay, let's talk about the actual plot.
So I mean, a lot of it is just just a game of cat and mouse. Like how long can we fly under the radar without Spock or Sulu or Chekhov catching on to us?
And Chekhov is somehow the first character to really catch on.
Well, actually, the implication is more that like this is just something they casually do. I mean, I guess he's on to like that Kirk is acting a little odd, but really it's just he's trying to take his position. He's trying to kill Kirk, which we learn Kirk did to the previous captain of Mirror Enterprise, which was Captain Pike again.
Which is a great call out.
Yeah, I just like a little bit of continuity there. For a show that doesn't have much continuity like that, because as we've said in so many videos, it's a very episodic show. You don't deal with running plot threads throughout multiple episodes.
No.
But just to have that thing there, it's interesting.
It's because it doesn't. It almost implies that it has to imply anyway that in standard universe timeline, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like Kirk knew Pike at least a little to be able to do that in alternate timeline.
Yeah. I want to talk about just the aesthetic of Mirror Enterprise, though.
Yes.
They've got this great like symbol of this knife going through the earth. I just think that's
it's like and it's supposed to represent the Empire, as they call it.
Yeah, they're called the Empire. That's fucking awesome. I love that. Most of them are wearing like more like tunics now and sashes. All the women are their midriffs are showing now.
Right.
So they're a much more liberal enterprise, aren't they?
Yes. But they still have the little rings on their arms to show
to show their rank and all that. I think that's cool. Yeah. Just really cool little details here that they've done to the ship as well to make it look different. They've lit the whole ship completely differently, despite the fact that they're clearly using the same sets.
Yeah.
They're using all the same sets, but they've lit it differently. They've changed just enough that it looks less organized. They're more barbaric. I really like that. One of the first rooms they go to is this office where like they have like these little like discs that they would insert in the computer in a regular Enterprise, but here like those discs are like scattered all over the desk.
Yeah.
I just really like that little touch. It really, really works. And of course, the big change in Kirk here, not just that he's a vicious murderer, of course, but he's with a woman now named Marlena.
All right, he has a steady enough like. I don't know if girlfriend's quite the right word.
But there's a thing there. Yeah, and I really, really was fascinated by their relationship. The implications that we get of like what their relationship was before and what it is now. The implication is that like he used her to help him get to the top, and when he had killed Pike and when he became captain, he started like to neglect her more.
Yeah.
And then she has this one really interesting line where she talks about how she will go through every officer on the ship.
Of a different ship, like if she transferred.
Yeah. How she would have done that. Yeah, I thought that was just really interesting. I loved her character. I really, really.
It was a super interesting look.
Yeah. Really, really great stuff. I did want to talk about when they catch Chekhov and they put him in what is called the agony booth.
The agony booth. I love that.
That was really, really funny. And Kirk has like this little, speaking of weird machines that are now in the Enterprise, he has this killing machine that he hides behind his wall that he could like look at anyone on the Enterprise and just press a button and they vaporize, I guess.
Right? They're just gone.
Yeah, which we kill multiple red shirts with this. Past episodes have had quite the red shirt body count, haven't they?
Like, and so there was a red shirt captain this episode.
There was. And meanwhile, there's this whole thing that like Kirk is like giving the Helkins or the Hulkins this this ultimatum. They had 12 hours to do it, but that's not evil enough. So the Federation, or I guess the Empire, is not happy with how he's handling this. So if he doesn't change that soon, Spock is supposed to kill him.
Take command.
Yeah.
At which point Spock is pretty sure Sulu will kill him.
Yeah, he's very sure of that. And like Spock has this really great moment where we learn that like I at least I deduced that he was like, he does not want power in his universe because he knows it would just make him a target. Which again, very logical. It's very Spock.
It's very
It
Spock.
makes sense.
Spock in any universe is still the most logical person in the room.
Yeah, and then he basically scares Sulu off trying to kill him because he's like, others will go after you. Many of them are Vulcans, and Sulu looks like really scared of that.
Which implies that there was never that split into that other species we saw in episode 1, in season 1, which I can't quite recall the name of. You remember what I mean?
In Enemy Within?
No, not...
Oh, wait, which one?
The species related to Vulcans. That
in Balance of Terror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember their name.
The Romulans.
That's it, yeah. Implying that split never really happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. I like that. Yeah, really great stuff. We get this great sequence where Spock like is finally onto Kirk and he goes to kill him. There's this great fight sequence between him, Uhura, Scotty, and McCoy.
All at once.
Yeah, he literally fights them all at once, and they do get him, but like he puts up a good fight. Also in that scene, I did have to note the music because once again, season 2 music on point.
Absolutely.
Really good stuff. I also didn't call it the second scene where where Uhura pretends to be into Sulu and she like slaps him in the face then. And all these red shirts in the back are just watching like, oh yeah, look at that. It's great.
They stood there as if this is like kind of like a weekly occurrence.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really, really fun. And then we get this great change of heart in Marlena at the end, where she wants them to take her with them back to their universe, and she pulls a gun on them, and McCoy comes out from saving Spock because Spock was like slowly dying from their fight or whatever.
And Spock is like, I came to see you off, essentially.
Yeah. Well, Spock helps them get away. And Kirk leaves with a couple interesting notes to these two characters. First off, he does just enough to screw over his evil counterpart in the end. He's like, Spock, you have enough on Kirk that you could do something about it. He even tells him about the killing machine in his room.
Yeah.
He's like, you have that power now. I'm giving you that power. And he implies that like like this would help Marlena too. Like he can't take Marlena with them, but he wants to help her out in the end.
Right.
And it's really, really nice. I like seeing that like, the mirror universe doesn't just mean that everyone's evil.
Right.
I mean, everyone is evil, but like there's more complexity to like Spock and Marlena than I think we might have just first assumed.
Right. But we also have the direct counter of how when we saw evil Kirk in good Kirk body, if you will.
Yeah.
Who he's just straight like, I will kill you. Then when it's just him and Spock, he's like, what do you need? Money? Power? I'll get it.
Yeah. So they get back to their universe, and we talk about how like Spock figured it out, and once again we talked about that already.
Yeah.
But then in a great little footnote to the episode, our universe, Marlena walks in. We learn that she was first assigned like a week ago, and Kirk is fascinated by this, how just things work out,
Mm-hmm.
Not even in just like like, oh, I wanted to be with her, like evil Kirk was. Like it's more just like a, wow, how about that?
Right.
Just
like
a great little
maybe
moment there.
Kirk will spend some time to get to know her a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's married to the ship.
He's married to the ship. And I doubt Marlena ever shows up again.
I really doubt that.
I learned my mistake from wanting Helen to come back.
That was a long time ago now.
That was a very long time ago now. So, alright, I guess this has been one of our longest discussions yet.
Well, we have a lot to say.
Well deserved, though, because Mirror Mirror is easily one of my favorite episodes of the show so far. Really great stuff.
I would love to see it come back. I'd love to see what form it comes back in, I should say.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it ends on this note that if it was just like never showed up again, it's like this universe could turn positive.
Yeah.
Or at least a little bit.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But if it ever, you've said like you think it comes back at least once.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I'd like to see more of it.
I'd love to see how this universe developed.
Mm-hmm. I would especially like to see if we could get to a point where the mirror universe counterparts could come face to face with our universe.
Well, that'd be interesting. I doubt we'll see that in TOS.
Yeah. I mean, hey, who knows? We'll see. They've tried some ballsy things in the past.
They have.
So.
Not all that worked out.
That's true. So I guess that about does it. Tell us what you think of Mirror Mirror in the comments below. I want to start a conversation on this one because it's one of the most fascinating episodes we've had so far.
Oh, definitely.
It's really great stuff. But yeah, I guess that about does it. Be sure to join us next week when we continue Star Trek: The Original Series. Until then, this has been Joey Morgan.
I'm Jacob.
And goodbye.